that was dramatic.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
John was smart enough to realize we started broadcasting. Because I wouldn't be evil and just not tell you guys.
Oh, of course not.
Oh god, we're making it so clear we found the buttons.
We found the buttons. We like buttons. Buttons are our friends.
This is true, we like buttons. And like John just said, Sunday, 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 we are back. Welcome to High Class Geek News, where we don't report the news, we just tell you what we think about it. With help from our researcher, David Book, as always. And with me today is everyone's favorite angry leprechaun, John Little.
Fuck you all.
Yep, a true gentleman, that John Little. And, of course, every Monty Python Night's worst fear, Rabbit.
What's up,
Look at the-
everybody?
Look at the bones. Look at the bones.
Hey, look at the burns!
And tonight's episode is, of course, titled Netflix Controls Your TV Set. As we get into our first big story of the evening, which is the fact that Netflix is making waves yet again. Two major deals that could be, well, one's a potential game changer, the other one just makes it easier for you to avoid something. In this particular case, the game changer...
I welcome our new Netflix lords.
Well, I trust Netflix to run this country more than certain other people, folks. An entire cabinet of them, maybe.
Ain't a goddamn
like
cabinet in here.
But let's see. The first deal they made is that they made a deal with the Weinstein companies. So the sequel to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon will be available to stream on Netflix on the same day that they open up in theaters, which will be exclusively IMAX, by the way.
Huzzah!
Which I'm kind of curious. Hope they get like most of the original cast back, because the way that movie left off, I was kind of like, wow, I hope you guys are going to follow this shit up. That ending is beautiful and symbolic, but it leaves a lot of questions.
Agreed.
In a lot of ways, I think I could look at that movie as Twilight done right. Because it's essentially about a very lovely young girl and how everybody's lives seem to revolve around her. Only, in that movie, they had good reason.
Well, let's also mention that the young lady in that movie actually had, emotion.
And was hot.
Concepts.
And she played Hamlet's mom, in a way. Which I will never stop thanking you for letting me borrow that one, John. What was it called? Curse of the Red Scorpion, I think?
I think that was it, yeah.
Yeah. China's martial arts movie version of Hamlet. It's wonderful.
Speaking of random martial arts films, there's two I caught recently on Netflix that if you guys have not watched these, moral imperative that you do. Tai Chi Zero and Tai Chi Hero. It's basically kung fu steampunk films. Phenomenal films. Absolutely delightful.
And speaking of Netflix and getting kicked in the balls, they've also made an exclusive deal with Adam Sandler to release his movies solely through their network.
Well, that'll make it easier to avoid them.
That's what I said. I wish there was a Netflix no queue.
Yeah, never Netflix, never. But then you might miss out on like some of the good ones, like Happy Gilmore, and
there are only two kinds of good Adam Sandler movies: those that were made roughly up to about 2002 or 4, and those where he actually remembers he can do drama. Because he's good.
I'll firmly admit, if there's an Adam Sandler film worth watching, chances are I already own it. Because after the last DVD I bought of his, there hasn't been another good one.
What was the last one? Mr. Deeds?
Mr. Deeds, that's what I was thinking.
Actually, no, the last Adam Sandler film I bought was 8 Crazy Nights.
I thought you said a good one.
I thought that was considered a good one.
I consider it a good one. It's fucking delightful.
It depends. How did you like the product placement of Man of Steel? Because there's a scene in Eight Crazy Nights that makes that makes all the product placement in that entire movie look restrained.
Yeah, point. I will agree with that one.
Ugh, then that was the weirdest voice for an old man I had ever heard. But anyway, moving on to the subject of film, as if we ever completely left it. Coming out in theaters this week is Addicted, Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day.
Which I will be avoiding like the plague.
Yeah, that is a movie. It's annoying when there's a movie title that is so long. I have to keep staring at the sheet as I am saying it, so I don't miss a word.
Well, I'm avoiding it just because it was one of my favorite books growing up as a child, and I actually have original. I have first releases of hardbacks of Alexander Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, and Alexander Used to Be Rich Last Sunday, and because of there's just no way to adapt this to a movie and make it good. It's not possible. It's like trying to make a movie out of Where the Sidewalk Ends and letting Michael Bay do that.
On the other hand, it has Steve Carell.
Doesn't make it gold.
Yeah, I know. Or you see, like he ever did a flop, Evan Almighty.
Let's face facts. All we're doing is putting another.
Someone finally makes Move My Name in the title and turns out to be one of the biggest pieces of shit ever.
Adding Steve Carell to the mix is just like adding another coat of shellac to a turd. Yeah, it's a little shinier, but it's still a turd.
Well, if you want to see a good comedy, Dracula Untold is also coming out this week.
I actually am probably going to go see that one just for the humor value.
Oh, the trailer is wonderfully brilliant. It looks like a big budget studio movie where someone in the studio knew exactly what they were making and just said, go with it. How often does that happen? And also these Kill the Messenger, which is a spy movie with Jeremy Renner where he's not kicking ass, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that. And my personal pick for this week, The Judge, where Robert Downey Jr. plays a lawyer who has to defend his father that he's estranged from, who's a judge played by Robert Duvall.
That one actually looks pretty good. It's definitely going to be one of those touchy-feely, feel-good films, but you know what? We all need a bitchy cry every once in a while, and damn it, if it can have Robert Downey Jr. and a little bit of humor, I'm there.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a good balance of, like, natural humor, the touchy-feely stuff, but also just a solid legal thriller on top of that, too. And I'm looking forward to watching those two bounce off each other.
Yep.
As for home video, we'll be getting a re-release of Sleeping Beauty, my second favorite Disney animated film ever made. Anyone who wonders why clearly never saw the last 20 minutes of that movie. $1 Million Arm, the Disney movie no one bothered to watch. A Million Ways to Die in the West, the Seth MacFarlane movie nobody bothered to watch.
I actually watched it. I thoroughly fucking enjoyed it.
I watched it too. Not as good as Ted. But it doesn't deserve anywhere near as much shit as it got.
Hey.
Neighbors, which reminds us that Zac Efron is actually genuinely talented, no matter how much Disney likes to pretend that wasn't the case. Sideways. Black Nativity, which is even funnier than it sounds.
Yeah.
The Grand Seduction.
Okay. Did you say Sideways as in the wine tasting movie Sideways?
I think so. I think it's a re-release. Either that or another movie called it Sideways. You say why?
Why?
Because that movie is amazing.
Looks better.
I won't go amazing, but I'll definitely say I enjoyed it. But it's one of those movies I can only watch every once in a while, kind of like Ice Pirates.
I can watch it like every 1 or 2 years. I mean, it's just fun watching. Well, I just love
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, you cannot love Paul Giamatti, and he has really good chemistry with what is it? Something Hayden Church.
Thomas Hayden Church.
Thanks. Yeah, Sandman. Oh God, I was right on with Sandman. Good. Wow. Anyway,
I always remember him as Lowell from Wings.
Yeah,
Oh
I remember
yeah.
that too, actually.
Just the look on Rabbit's face. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that show. I enjoyed that.
Hmm. Let's see, The Grand Seduction, which I'm only interested in watching if it has Jane March. I haven't planned to watch Jane March. One of the most perfect bodies I've ever seen on an actress, and on top of that, genuine talent. She really should have been a bigger star than she turned out to be. I blame the studios.
She has more time left. Don't worry.
Yeah. Obvious Child. Bad Santa. There's a re-release for you.
How many re-releases is that movie gonna fucking have?
Yeah, it's had like 6 already.
How many re-releases have we had of Gone with the Wind?
Point. So that's like, you know, comparing apples and, you know, fucking carburetors.
Yeah. It's comparing an
Okay.
old carburetor to the Mona Lisa. Which one is more?
How many re-releases are we going to have of the Blues Brothers?
Hey,
You
you
shut your mouth.
Shut your whore mouth.
What? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying. Seriously, compared to most comedies, how much better is Bad Santa?
I won't even put it.
Say it came out recently, not during that golden period from the mid '70s to the mid '80s.
Yeah, I guess you got me on that one.
Yeah, you win.
Yeah. So
Moving on.
Against Berlin and Against the Wild. Just getting to the point, it's turning to a miracle when I can get through these things. And let's see, coming up, we have casting news for films here. Well, one movie. The movie John's been waiting for his whole life, Angry Birds.
That is all you're getting out of me, Evan.
That's what I like about you, John. It's like tonight, I just feel like it's reliving that one scene from the first episode of The Wire. These are for you, McNulty.
Operators are standing by. Order now.
The guy who said that line, "These are for you," that's who plays. I can't believe I'm missing this name. The main mob boss in Gotham. I'm pissed off at myself that I forgot Falcone. That's who's playing Falcone, and he is awesome.
That's the other show I have to watch after I get caught up on Blacklist. Thank you.
You will enjoy it.
I'm waiting for it to either disgust or wow me. It hasn't done either yet. It's got enough potential it's keeping me around, but there are enough things I don't like, it might turn me off.
Well, the first season just started, right?
Yeah, it's only had 2 episodes. Mainly I'm kind of annoyed with how they're handling Harvey Bullock.
Don't worry. You know, it just needs to stretch its legs out a little bit.
See, they should have got John Goodman to play Bullock. I'm just waiting for him to play Bullock. He needs to play Bullock, damn it!
The problem isn't who they got to play Bullock. The problem is that whoever's writing this show doesn't seem to understand that Bullock is not a corrupt cop.
No, you're right on that one. I will give you that.
And he is straight up fucking corrupt in this show, and that annoys the fuck out of me.
Well, it was never stated whether or not Bullock was a corrupt cop. I know Burton hinted on it in his movies, but it may be that Bullock...
He wasn't in any of the Burton movies. This is the very first live action.
You're right. I'm thinking about Eckhart. My bad. But
no,
you know, again,
Bullock was. They made it very clear in the comics and even in the cartoon show. He was never a dirty cop. He had no problems going around the rules and regulations to get what he felt get justice done. But he was never a dirty cop.
Agreed.
It doesn't matter if it's corrupt good or corrupt bad. It's corrupt nonetheless.
Well, in this case, in this show, they in the very first episode they make it clear the dude is literally like in bed with the mob.
Yeah.
And he's constantly trying to get out of work, and he uses like the rules and regulations as an excuse to not work a case. It's almost anti-Bullock in that sense.
Yeah. Bullock was definitely a old school, I guess I'd call it. Old school.
But the guy that got to play Gordon is surprisingly good, and I'm really glad they cast him.
I will agree. I actually, despite the fact he's not short and pudgy, kind of like the guy that got to play Cobblepot. I really like the Penguin so far.
Yeah, that's pretty much my only problem with that guy is just how he physically looks. But at the same time, I wanted Christopher Nolan to hire. I cannot do names this week, but the guy who played Capote, he died recently. That's who I wanted to play Penguin in a Christopher Nolan movie.
You see, I actually Philip Seymour Hoffman, and I've actually got a better one than that. It's actually the guy I did the painting of the Penguin, a actor by the name of Toby Jones.
Oh, fuck, that would be awesome. He would be great.
He's already got the stature, he's already got the look, and I guarantee me, most people don't know who Toby Jones is, and just as a little hint...
He also played Capote.
Yes, he did. Toby Jones, in terms of comic books, most recently has been seen in the first Captain America film, and in the second Captain America film as the lead scientist for the Red Skull. He can play that.
Zola.
Yeah, exactly, and... I think he would make a phenomenal Penguin, even in the Nolan universe, especially in the Nolan universe.
Well, if you want to, for Whovians who don't watch comic book-based movies, he was
the Dream Lord. Yep.
Yeah, he pretty much was the Penguin in that one.
No, I'm not going to call him the Penguin in that one. He was Q in that.
He was great in that. And also, probably my personal favorite appearance with him is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. He played the guy who was in charge of MI6 in that one. He was great.
I will agree with that.
But,
okay, moving on.
Moving on. Angry Birds. This is the cast. No, not saying who's playing who as if it really fucking matters, but it'll have Jason Sudeikis, Josh Gad, Bill Hader, Peter Dinklage, Maya Rudolph, Danny McBride, Kate McKinnon, and Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh, okay. Just based on the names you've stated for this movie, I may have to go see it.
It's Peter Dinklage. I said I'd support that dude in anything.
Oh God, please let him be the King Pig. That would be fucking hilarious.
You know, I was read a Wonder Woman comic recently, and I know there's no way in hell they would ever put him in a Wonder Woman movie, but I would love to see Peter Dinklage play the Psycho Man.
If Peter Dinklage is, now granted, if we're going to put Peter Dinklage in another, freaking comic book film, there's only one character he needs to play. And it's a movie. It's a movie that will never get made. I know this for a fact, just based on the fact that no one fucking cares about the team. Alpha Flight. We need him as Puck.
No, dude, he needs to be in like a Wonder. Okay, I might have the name wrong. I think that's actually Dr. Psycho, but this guy is a telepathic, psychic dwarf rapist. And he's one of Wonder Woman's biggest villains.
What am I thinking? No, we have the perfect role for him in any film, and it has to be a Superman film, oddly enough.
Mr. Mixospitlet?
Mr. Mixoplex, yes. If they make that Superman film, I will fucking go see it.
God. That's one of the hardest, that's one of the easiest characters to put into a series and the hardest to put into a movie. Not saying you can't do it, it's just going to be a pain in the ass for the writer. Moving on to movie news. According to Kevin Smith, thanks to the failure of Tusk, he's got funding for Clerks 3.
Yeah!
I still want to see Tusk. I've not seen it anywhere in a movie theater anywhere near me. I may have to wait till it comes on DVD. I want to see this film.
Well, here's the funny thing about this. I learned this looking at the same article where he learned this. I found this out. Basically, the movie, he made it for only $3 million. So just selling the distribution rights domestically and internationally alone already made back the budget. So every single ticket sold is profitable. Yeah. Technically, it's a success. But apparently what it was is the whatever studio went ahead and it's like people saw Tusk, like the studio heads and all that, and were like, holy shit, this guy knows how to make movies now. And they want to see what else he can do, and that's how we got the funding.
You gotta love it. Yeah, successful director, cult status. Maybe he knows how to make movies now. Maybe we just blah, 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 blah.
Well, we all know the strength in Kevin Smith movies was in the writing because he's not a very visual guy. But he had been gradually learning with each movie what to do.
You see, dude, I was totally liking Kevin Smith films before they were cool. I mean, I had Clerks, the original one, on Betamax, and it was so awesome.
How do you have Clerks on Betamax when it was released on
Hey,
VHS?
if you know the right people, you can get it. I mean, clearly you just don't get it, man. And
If
that's
I
okay.
knew the right people, I'd have better co-host.
Hey, you take what you can get. Thank you, Rabbit.
That wasn't Rabbit.
Well,
That
thank
was
you.
I was giving that one to you.
Speaking of sequels, apparently we're getting a Zombieland 2.
Yay!
Being written by Dave Callahan, whose resume is, in my opinion, not very impressive, but what are you going to do?
With who? Who's coming in?
It's
Dave
Zombieland.
Callahan, he's the guy writing the script. He's being carefully watched over by one of the original guys who worked on the show. The movie, not the show.
Yeah.
Well, he worked on the show too, but yeah, this is the guy who wrote the script that eventually turned into The Expendables, the first one, and he wrote the new Godzilla, and I'm not really a huge fan of either of those movies.
Well, the Expendables was just 80s action porn. That's all it was. I mean, Stallone's career is still deeply lodged in Brigitte Nielsen's vagina, so we're not getting that thing out anytime soon.
When your action movie, 80s action movie tribute is a worse story than Commando, you've done something wrong, writing-wise.
Yeah.
You got Dolph Lundgren.
You know, I still do not understand why they take him back at the end of that fucking movie.
I blame Terry Crews.
I will always support Terry Crews, and I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that when Netflix gets around to filming the Luke Cage series, that's who they hire.
Yes.
That's the man I want
yeah.
to beat Christmas.
No, I'm sorry. There's not anyone else that could play Luke Cage but Terry Crews right now. But he's got to have the afro. That's a moral imperative.
No, you don't.
Oh my God, that would be
He
so
doesn't have the
hilarious.
afro in the comics.
Again, you got to have the afro. It's
Nope.
a moral imperative.
No, you
It's
don't.
it's not a requirement. It's a moral imperative for me.
If they want to do some weird thing where it's a flashback to the 70s for a second, sure, but I'm perfectly cool with him having the Captain Sisko look right now, which is what he's got in the comics. Also, I like that his superhero outfit is whatever he's wearing at the time. Even when he's in a bed. Honestly, though, I want them to make a deal with 20th Century Fox so they can use Doctor Doom so they can relive the "Where's My Money, Honey" scene.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's the Uber Geek moment of the week right there, because everyone who knows anything about comics of Luke Cage knows about that scene. It is honestly one of the most badass encounters with Doctor Doom anyone has ever had, strangely enough. Especially like Doctor Doom's reaction of like, wait, you're doing all this just for a few $100?
It's like Porter.
Speaking of Uber Geek things, we're getting a Tetris movie, which apparently will be some kind of sci-fi epic.
No. In fact, let me quote the great Chris Tucker on this one. Oh, hell no. I'm going to call you. But if you come by, I won't call. Don't you ever make this goddamn movie. And
You know, reading the article, they pretty much came right out and said all they care is that they can use the brand name. That's literally what the guy producing or directing, can't remember which, actually just said about the movie. That they don't care about being true to the game, as if there's anything story-wise you can do to really be true to that game. It's not something that lends itself to story at all. But they're just saying, yeah, we're not going to just recreate geometric like shapes on the screen or nothing like that. We just want the brand name. He literally says this. Because we apparently have learned nothing from Battleship.
Yeah.
Movie industry, if you're going to make movies about games, make them well. I'm waiting for the director of Saw to make the Mousetrap film, because that will be fucking epic. I'm waiting for Peter Jackson to make the Zelda film, because that will be fucking epic.
I'm waiting for Hollywood
I'm
to
waiting
make
for?
a video game film, because that would actually be kind of impressive by this point.
I want
What are
to
you
see.
waiting for, Rabbit?
I'm waiting for.
Let's be perfectly honest. Hollywood has failed to make even decent movies, even on a regular basis, from video game properties that have done almost all of the work for them already. How the fuck are we supposed to expect anything good from Tetris?
Rabbit, what are you waiting for? I'm sorry, we cut you off.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
Is this a video game? I thought that was a book series first.
It was.
No, it was a video game first.
Game, and then a book series, and then a TV show about geography.
Two.
It was a game show, too.
Yeah.
There was a cartoon series, which was actually surprisingly good, and there was the game show.
Yep. Only I want it to be
No,
more like a true crime thing.
Just the reason I know about the a cappella group, Rockefeller.
Yep.
You mean Rockapella.
Rockapella.
And why I have a particular love for a cappella to this day.
I think anybody that grew up with that game show has at least a little bit of acapella love in their hearts. So it's funny, anytime I see...
the world is Carmen Sandiego.
I will say it's funny, every time I see that actress who played the Chief in anything else, the first thing I think of is, yes, Chief!
Oh god, yeah, shit. I remember recognizing her in other things at the time she was doing the show.
Yep.
You know, it's just something she was doing for her kids. God bless her for it. Let's see. We have a release date for Pacific Rim 2, April 7th, 2017.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Rabbit,
yes!
now is not the time to masturbate. We understand and we sympathize, but we're on the air. We need to be professional.
Giant robots, giant robots, giant robots, monsters!
And Ron Perlman.
No, there's no way.
Ron Perlman.
There's no way Hannibal Chow is coming back in the second one.
This is to go right along with a comic book series called Pacific Rim Year Zero and a cartoon series that will expand on the universe.
Cartoon series, not so much looking forward to, but I might check out the comics as long as the canon's good.
Apparently the comics already started. It's, I think, a series of miniseries or something like that. To make you less excited, though, we also have confirmation that Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales will start filming in 2015 in Australia.
Well, let's hope they make up for the fourth one.
Yeah.
God, yes. Out of the four, it's the only one I actually genuinely don't like. There were a couple of good moments, but I can watch the first three and enjoy them. I can't watch that one.
I've watched the fourth one once, and that was enough. But we'll see what they do with the fifth. I mean, that's all we can do. You know, they've got plenty to work on and plenty to work with. So, as long as they don't have an idiot writing it again, we'll be okay. So Hollywood, listen to us. If you fuck up Pirates of the Caribbean 5, we will hurt you.
Now, I'm okay with them fucking up Pirates of the Caribbean 5, but they have to do something amazing with something an already established property that we love to make up for it. Like, give us a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
It did happen. It's called The Incredibles.
Okay, I'll agree with that one.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what 20th Century Fox should do, and it would solve all their problems. Stop going for these new cast members. Stop going for the stunt casting. Stop going for young new directors. Hire Brad Bird.
Actually, it's funny. I saw a meme recently that made me laugh. It's a Disney meme. It's like, Cars and Planes got sequels, but The Incredibles has not.
They confirmed they're doing a sequel. I think we actually put that on the show once. We mentioned that, yeah.
I don't remember mentioning that. Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, we do have a confirmed sequel for Incredibles 2. But hey, you want a sequel you will be happy about? Super Troopers!
Woo!
Okay, I'm okay with this.
Steve Lemmy confirms they are doing a sequel. So once again, the schnozberries shall taste like schnozberries.
Oh God, please let them make
Yeah.
it.
And apparently, the one thing they're worried about in making the sequel is that there's nothing that could top the opening sequence from the first Super Troopers, and they think they may have done it. So,
Let's just hope they haven't done it in the same way that when they made a sequel to the Blues Brothers, they think they may have topped the car crash scene.
It's not that.
Well,
Blues Brothers, but
okay, I will actually admit, in Blues Brothers 2000, I will admit, they topped the car crash scene, but that was about the only redeemable factor of the movie. Now, in this one, I really hope it's a little bit like Police Academy, and the kids they pull over in the first one, it's their first day on the job. I want to see the Snosberry kid play some games. I want to hear him go meow.
Oh, they bring Brian Cox back, too. I love that dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he retired in the last movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you can't bring him back. There are ways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he could double dip. He could retire from the state troopers and become the chief of Spurberry, which is what happened at the end of the second movie.
Yeah, or maybe he becomes the mayor. We don't know these things.
Yeah, you never know.
Before I say anything else, though, copyright it.
Yeah. Hope they have another marijuana plot.
It's great stuff.
So the entire plot revolves around like the least threatening drug possible.
That they smoked throughout the movie.
Oh God. Okay, who wants a mustache ride?
I do. So let's face facts. I'm the only one really qualified here to give one.
No.
Moving on to television. Our home video releases. Okay, you know how I try to the home video releases for television? I try to just keep it down to things the geeks would be interested in.
Yep.
I need to come up with a more discerning filter. We
Oh,
have
God.
a lot of.
Yeah, I know, right? Even down to the hat.
Cue the Benny Hill music. Let's go through this.
There's people in there. Is that you, John, that's getting the people?
Yes, I'm in a bar.
Was it you there? Was it you, the guy with the hat they were asking about, or
Generally.
or was it Rabbit?
No,
we do keep
not.
Rabbit on.
I'm at home.
Makes sense.
Rabbit's at his house right now. He's in the rabbit hole.
Yes.
I am currently doing my usual duties as the unofficial monk's porch troll.
Well, anyway, going on to home video releases for television. Adventure Time Season 4. Because God knows someone wants that.
Actually, I don't know if this got brought up in the feed, but the creator of Adventure Time has now stepped down.
Oh yeah, showrunner. Yeah, it's a good point. I remember reading about that, but I don't know why I didn't put that up. Yeah, he's not going to be showrunner anymore.
Yep, moving on. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. Season 2 of Afterlife. Proof that you can do an intelligent zombie story. For those who don't know, that is a show about a gay teenage boy who who basically got turned into a zombie back when they had a zombie apocalypse that basically got over, but they found out how to reverse the zombie process, or at least the whole brain dead make you eat people thing, and now has to reintegrate himself back to his small town that doesn't like zombies or gay people.
Can't catch a break.
Premise.
Nope.
Can't wait for
Horror Story, American Horror Story, Season 3, a.k.a. The Coven, comes out this week. Ancient Aliens, Season 6, Volume 1, because somewhere out there is a wannabe Mulder. Somewhere. They probably watch our show and think we're part of the government conspiracy. Because we are. Animaniacs, Wacko's Wish. Bates Motel, Season 2. Danny Phantom, Ghost Hunter, Hemlock Grove, Season 1. Actually, it might not have been the one I wanted to put up there. I keep thinking it's that other show that's on Netflix with the horror and shit like that. Anyway, In the Flesh, Season 2. Okay, I was wrong. That's what is the one about the zombie. Afterlife is something else. Afterlife is the British show about the cop that can talk to dead people. Anyway, The Office, the complete series, the American one, because the British one's been available for the longest time. John, this will get your ears pricking. Penny Dreadful Season 1.
Huzzah!
Yeah. AKA the Showtime series where you can see Rose Tyler naked. A lot.
Oh,
We do like that.
I'm intrigued.
I'm waiting for Karen Gillan to get on the show. Anyway.
Oh,
Power
dear
Rangers
Lord.
in Space Volume 2. My favorite season of Power Rangers. Shut up, John.
No comment.
Rick and Morty Season 1.
Mm,
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated Season 2.
mm.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the complete Season 1. This one just entertains me, and it has to be every version of this show for them to be able to get enough for a decent release for this. The Twilight Zone Classic Christmas Episodes.
Ooh.
Yeah, that might be good.
I'd go with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Vikings Season 2.
Good show.
Yeah. The Wild Thornberries, Call of the Wild.
Never watched that. Watch the show.
And because we're of this generation that used to watch this show, The Wonder Years Season 1.
Yeah, I already have the entire thing, so I don't worry about new seasons coming out.
Didn't really get into it.
It was one of those things with a staple in the background for me personally.
Mm.
But moving on to the actual news part, or more specifically casting news, Dominic Cooper is returning as Howard Stark, the role he played in Captain America: The First Avenger, for Marvel's Agent Carter. Because, God knows, he's not doing a lot in movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
If anyone's wondering why, he was an Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Kind of got a bit of a tarnish there.
Which sucks, because that movie was fucking awesome.
No.
No.
It was not. It was a piece
The
of shit.
Yes,
comic.
it was.
The comic was
No,
good.
the movie was
No,
fucking
I'm
awesome.
sorry,
I
book.
loved the movie.
It was a novel written by the guy who did Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yes.
And the novel, from what I read of it, was pretty good, but the movie was shit.
The movie was not shit. It was fucking awesome.
It was fucking shit.
All right, we're going to go back and forth like this for a while until one of you decides your dick is smaller. Let's just move on.
I'm the black guy. I'll win.
Oh. Yeah, so says the people that love Pacific Rim. That movie's shite.
That movie is great.
All right, we're going to keep going on this. Moving on.
Yeah. Benedict, okay, for The Hollow Crown, The War of the Roses, a sequel to the British miniseries The Hollow Crown, Benedict Cumberbatch will be playing Richard III. And we already got a picture up, a first look of him in the role, and for all you guys out there who have girlfriends that are really turned on, if you think their panties are going to get less wet looking at that picture, yeah, you're fucked. I'm a straight dude, and even I have to point out, he looks good as Richard III. Also, Andrew Scott will be playing King Louis, who played Moriarty in Sherlock. So yeah, this is your girlfriend's porn.
Sorry, you mentioned King Louis, and I just always think of the orangutan.
Oh, me too. I want to be like you.
God bless you, Louis Prima, for doing that role. Moving on.
Yeah. Also, new casting news for Gotham. We mentioned that earlier. They have cast Harvey Dent.
Ooh, who we getting?
Nicholas DaCosta, who previous credit was a character on Masters of Sex. And you can't, and as any comic book geek knows, you can't cast Harvey Dent without having a Sal Maroni, who will be played by David Zayas.
Why doesn't Billy Zane get more work?
David Zayas.
Ooh.
Oh, David Zayas.
Okay, we just made a Simpsons joke that no one gets. Moving on.
Everybody gets that without someone bringing up that clip. We live in the YouTube age. Yeah. Moving on. Believe it or not, the only actual announcement news, and this is honestly a congratulations To Buffy the Vampire Slayer star and current, surprisingly, Bruce Campbell lookalike, Nicholas Brendan, who recently got married to his girlfriend, Munda T. Having felt the need to do a Google image search because there was no decent picture of the marriage, I have to say, good fucking job, Nicholas Brendan.
Here, let's do a little bit of that.
Yeah, this is less than a week after he proposed to her. So, wow.
Wow, that was quick.
Well, the guy's like in, what, his mid-40s? It's not like he's got forever.
Ouch!
I'm just saying, I don't blame him for rushing things. You can see the lovely picture of him and his bride in front of the Las Vegas sign.
Oh, God, that's cliche.
Have you seen Buffy?
Yes?
That's a horrible thing for an actual fan of the show to say. Moving on to video games.
Yoo!
Where am I? Oh, there we go. Releases this week. The release we've been waiting for. Alien Isolation.
I have actually not heard anything good about this game.
I haven't heard anything about it at all.
I see.
We brought up on the show, we did have something good about it. Original cast.
Yeah, original cast, but the only good thing. But from the gameplay I've seen and the reviews I've seen from some of the reviewers that I trust, it's along par of some of the other Alien games. It's not great survival horror. I mean, if you wanted a great, if you want to do Aliens and make it a good survival horror game, you would have done it along the lines of Dead Space.
I was actually thinking the very first Resident Evil.
No, Dead Space.
Threat could be anywhere around the corner. Anyway, but that'll be coming out for the Windows, PS3, PS4, the Wii, the Wii U, Xbox One, and Xbox 360.
Now, again, having said that, I will still probably pick it up and play it. Because it is the best Alien game we have so far.
Sorry to say, when you were mentioning other Alien games, I'm like, I thought there wasn't such a thing as a good Alien video game so far. But anyway, Costume Quest 2 for Windows, Mac, Linux, PlayStation Network, PS4, Wii U, Xbox, whatever LA is. Xbox Online, but I also Xbox Live Arcade. Yeah. Ooh, that reminds me, we're only getting an arcade bar here in Raleigh. That's going to be awesome.
Huzzah!
Yep.
Hey.
Let's see. Drive Club for the PS4, NBA 2K15 for the Windows, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, the Xbox 360, Project Spark for Xbox One, the Xbox 360, and Windows, Six Master of Shadows for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One, and Tenkai Knights Brave Battles for the 3DS. Whew. Moving on to actual news for video games. Mortal Kombat, and thanks to a new trailer, we know that Mortal Kombat 10 will have Quan Chi back.
Yay!
Huzzah.
Apparently our reactions were good enough.
Yeah.
Also, a preview has been released for Cyan World's Abduction, which is sort of a spiritual sequel to video game Myst.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yep.
Those are my only two news stories for video games, guys. So, thanks for your enthusiasm.
Woo! Spiritual success to the
Brava! Brava! Brava!
Here you go. Fanfare.
At this point, your clapping is just masturbation.
I thought that was self-improvement.
Yes, self-improvement's masturbation.
Yeah, self-improvement that when you're done, you realize how lonely you are. Now, our suggestions this week for comic books, Astro City number 16, that surprisingly John Little still doesn't know, even though this book started and was famous back when he was reading comics. Amazing Spider-Man number 7, which is going to continue the Edge of the Spider-Verse storyline that I love because Spider-Monkey.
Spider-Monkey, Spider-Monkey.
Avengers number 36, because I have now turned into a huge Jonathan Hickman fan. Just started reading the Manhattan Projects, where Joseph Oppenheimer has been, unknown to the government, replaced by his serial killer cannibalistic brother Robert. And Albert Einstein is actually a less intelligent Albert Einstein from another dimension, who through our Albert Einstein through the portal. It's a great book. George A. Romero's Empire of the Dead, Act 2, number 2 of 5, because it's the best work George A. Romero has released since Day of the Dead so far. And Miracle Man number 12, because you spoiled fucking brats actually get to read Miracle Man. Hey, it took like 30 fucking years for us. There are hardcore comic book fans who died before they had this opportunity. So you better appreciate it. In comic book news, it turns out that the current creators working on the actual Batman title, incredibly popular Zack Snyder and Greg Capullo team-up, are upset at the fact that due to the 75th anniversary of Batman, DC has started using this as an excuse to up the price of the book from $3.99 to $4.99, and are basically fighting them about that, even though it's too late for the most recent issue, to get the price back down to $3.99 because, seriously, most comic book geeks aren't that rich.
Pretty much.
And these are the guys who basically got carte blanche from DC, even when New 52 happened, which is why Batman was least affected by continuity. So hopefully DC will start to realize that they're probably fucking some shit up if even those guys are complaining. But we'll see.
It's DC.
Yeah, I know. I can dream. I can dream.
Dream harder.
Yeah, try better.
Dream harder. Yeesh. That's right. We're going to throw in Bruce Willis when he had hair. Anyway. Moving on now to science!
Science!
One of us really should start wearing a bow tie. Anyway.
I'll do it. I already
Yeah,
wear them regularly anyway.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you're just looking for an excuse. Bow ties are cool. Anyway, we now have evidence, thanks to a tooth found in a thigh bone, that it is possible that back during the dinosaurs, the land predators regularly got into fights with the more amphibious predators, as opposed to the previous theory that they pretty much stuck to their own areas.
Yeah, no. Watch any nature show and watch a crocodile try and take down a land predator, or vice versa. I know there's a great video of a jaguar taking down a crocodile. Yeah, to believe that the land predators stayed far away from the any kind of water, and that the water predators did not sneak up and hide near the shoreline is just silly. Richard Attenborough taught us better.
He did.
He also taught us that apparently you can use mosquitoes and frogs to bring back. Anyway, also, just in time for the movie, it looks like we may have found the Turkish dungeon where Dracula was kept. What was the guy's name again, John?
Vlad Dracul.
Thank you, Vlad the Impaler. There we go.
Vlad, yes, Vlad. We like Vlad. We're glad we find him again. We bring him back.
Yeah, this was found while they were renovating a castle, and they found some extra dungeon space. Can't tell which cell he was in, but we're pretty sure this is where they put him.
It's a little-known fact, the entire archaeological expedition is funded by Putin.
Is anyone other than me just standing on a Ritz cracker? I like how it took Rabbit a second.
It's delayed.
Moving on.
Well, moving on now to our final subject, miscellaneous. And we have a fuckload under miscellaneous. Wow. Okay, first off, Malcolm Young will not be returning to AC/DC because, as his family has confirmed, sadly, he has dementia.
Yeah, I'm with Rabbit on that one. For those about to rock, we salute you.
Well, fuck.
Yep.
God's like, well, I've already started killing their childhood. That's getting boring. Time to get creative.
Now let's take the rock away from them.
Speaking of Batman, if you're in Hong Kong going to McDonald's, do us a favor and order a Batman burger and tell us what it's like.
Yeah.
Just take a picture and describe how disgusting it is, because that's about what we understand.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I'm sure it'll still be. If you have a Windows phone, lucky you. Turns out Microsoft's Cortana can speak Klingon.
Just what I need. My phone that can't tell me where to go to tell me not to tell me where to go in Klingon. Yay!
And yet I still can't get any Romulan ale.
Oh, no, what will make it
one.
funny.
Let's see. In celebrate the release of his new book about the making of the Princess. Well, honestly, it's about his whole film career, but it's mainly focuses on the production of The Princess Bride. Carrie Elwes hosted a Reddit AMA where he just basically answered whoever popped in's questions about his career. But yeah, mostly questions were about Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm. Greatest film ever.
Tell us more about Mel Brooks and the classic Robin Hood Men in Tights. Let's see. On October 17th, Redbox will be ending its instant streaming service.
Redbox had an instant streaming service?
Yeah, like I say. Disappoint someone's grandparents, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. I got Redbox streaming against the past.
Oh, that's what it does.
Do you remember?
You know, they found like the worst fucking symbol for that possible. They really did. You really have to press it to know what it does.
Do you remember back in the day when the Redbox had a streaming service? Well, Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Let's see. For techno crimes, turns out hackers have attacked no less than 10 major financial firms, including H.P. Morgan, and happily released a lot of, I'm guessing, some surprisingly damning evidence about their financial doings.
In other news, it is also Sunday.
I'm sorry, there's part of me that's sitting there going, man, the guys that work H.P. Morgan are going to be fucked.
Oh, God. You know what? The worst scare I ever had was thinking that we got nailed by malware and was shipping information to China. Ooh, that was a scary about 45 minutes. Oh, whew. Turns out backup network was just configured with random IP addresses. It's just, oh, God.
You know, we missed a bit of science news.
Yeah.
We did?
Oh, we did? What did we miss?
Pluto.
We're not there yet.
Oh, I thought we were in science.
Nah.
Pluto's no longer a planet, so it doesn't
I was
really
saving
matter.
that.
Oh, okay. Well, keep moving.
All right, keep moving. We'll get to it.
Yeah. Next one, we got bad news about music with Malcolm Young. Now for some good news. As you know, Get Lucky and Give Yourself to Dance, not the only two songs that Pharrell Williams did with Daft Punk. There's another one called Gust of Wind, and they've decided to give it a music video. Guess who's the director?
Who?
Wrong one. Edgar Wright.
I'm sorry, is there supposed to be a bigger reaction to that?
I'm sorry, did you forget who Edgar Wright is?
I think I might have.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
Oh.
Okay.
God.
Okay. Brain not working. Brain not working.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, I'm a little
This will
ashamed
be
there.
entertaining. Yeah. Ooh.
Scott Pilgrim,
Wow.
World's End.
Well, it'll either be phenomenal or not so phenomenal.
Yeah. It's up in arms right now.
Or he'll say that he does not agree with the studio's direction. They want to change all his plans. Then he quit, and then will frantically try to find someone else to replace him without changing the release date.
And then it will suck.
And finally, Pluto's a planet again.
No, it's not.
Yes, I know. The guys have to get together. They won't get together until I think tomorrow or the 15th or something like that. But it's got the popular vote.
Popular vote doesn't matter. It's not a planet. It's a goddamn dwarf planet sitting on the edge of our solar system, and it doesn't even have a goddamn solid orbit around the sun. And it hasn't even cleared all the debris out of its actual path. And then it cuts in and goes deeper and closer than Neptune does. Fuck Pluto. It's not a planet.
Well, now the rabbits doomed us all to Pluto's wrath, and possibly done it in the most hipster argument possible.
How is that a hipster argument?
Because I say so, and it's funny.
Pluto's a planet. Deal with
No,
it.
it's not.
It was a planet for longer than it's been a planet most of your life. I never stopped thinking of it as a planet. It's a fucking planet.
That's right, because Evan knew Pluto was a planet before anyone else. You know, you just couldn't possibly understand.
Yeah. I liked Pluto before it was a planet.
I was into Pluto before it was cool, man. I was into
Yeah.
Pluto when you could only get Pluto on vinyl, man. Yeah.
I got Pluto on 8-track, yo.
Oh yeah, I got Pluto on freaking hand carved stone, Sanskrit stones, man. Yeah, I was into Pluto long before you were, man. Don't
I
talk
was
to
into
me about
Pluto
Pluto.
when they put a little dot on a wall in a cave.
I will sacrifice votes, Grease motherfucker.
I would call it greased motherfucker.
I got the limited
If you would,
edition
please.
bells. Numbered. On cave drawings. Just saying.
Wow, that was probably the nerdiest bro down ever.
No, it's the nerdiest bro down so far. You know it's only a
Okay,
matter of time.
Yeah, true. I'm really waiting for two guys in polo shirts with pop collars and puka shell necklaces in a parking lot somewhere in Jersey arguing about Kirk and Picard.
Oh, God.
We all know the answer is Cisco.
I know the answer,
No.
Cisco. No one's going to tell me.
What do you
The
mean
answer
no?
is
Cisco
Janeway.
punched Q in the face. Done.
Answer is Janeway. Destroyed the Borg. Done.
Q. Face.
Q wanted him to punch him in the face. It's just Q. Only thing Q needed to say to make it happen even more was because I'm Q. Everybody wants to punch Q in the face. Good captains don't result
Not
to
everyone.
good captains don't
Just
result
Cisco.
to violence against a being that can literally blink them out of existence if they chose. Cisco's just not that good of a captain.
Cisco punched the face of the guy who can just think about it and make him not exist anymore.
Anyone can punch him.
Okay, and I got news for you. Your Borg got taken out by the Cybermen once.
I hate to agree with Evan on that one, but yeah.
Cybermen.
And
That's
by
from
te-
It's from Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
that
a
was a
Doctor Who
crossover.
Star Trek crossover, and guess what? It's continuity. It's the reason First Contact happened.
And if you think about it, the Borg did technically just get taken out in First Contact by Data.
Data's fucking awesome. You have a problem with Data?
You're not a captain.
He's just no
He's
Captain
fucking
Cisco.
Data. Oh, fuck you guys. Cisco sucks. Look at me, I'm Cisco. I'm sitting in a space station above Bajoran space. And it's boring.
And he accomplished more in that one space station than most of the captains did actually exploring space. Boosh. He was chosen by gods, motherfucker.
Not to mention, went back to war with the Klingons, went back to war with the Cardassians, and still held that fucking station.
What?
Moving on.
Not to mention, he created the facial fashion statement for black guys that is still continuing to this day.
Angry blackface?
No, I think Al Jolson had that down first.
I think Avery Brooks had it down first, but that's me. Anyway. And this has been High Class Geek News. Well, okay, as usual, all of our research has been done, if not by myself, then by our good friend David Book. With me today was everybody's favorite angry monkey, John Little, who's going to take this second to plug the fact that he's got a bunch of art prints out now or something.
Actually, I wasn't, but sure. Anybody who's interested, find me on Facebook. I've been doing a set of paintings of superheroes in Chinese opera-style makeup. Got about 16 of them done. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. I got prints available now and originals if you contact me. Also, who was the person that shared our video? We need to send a shout-out to them.
Their screen name is Yoshi Twilight.
Yoshi Twilight, whoever the fuck you are, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Anything you do for us to help us get, more viewership, we bow to you, Yoshi. We bow, we bow.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Speak for yourself. I'm worthy of everything. Anyway, also with us today was Rabbit, who was going to take a moment to plug the fact that he's single and looking.
Hi, I'm Rabbit. I'm single and looking. And I make neat sound effects.
Especially in the bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
And I was, of course...
That never happens, I swear.
And I am your host, everyone's favorite neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom.
Yay.
So we'll take a moment to plug nothing.
Except High Class Geek News.
That's right. We'll be here every week at Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same geek time. Same geek channel. Pause like Captain Kirk.
Geek.
Oh, God, did you do walking? That's right. Epic ending.